This is Tatiana from Tatiana Math Resources, and we're looking at relations, functions, and graphs. And we're going to be going through some questions from the CXC past papers. Our objectives are we want to be able to calculate the image of a number on the various functions, demonstrate the steps to finding the inverse of a function, and also demonstrating the steps to calculating composite functions. The May-June 2024 question 4b. It says two functions f and g are defined as follows, as we can see here. Find in its simplest form an expression for f of x minus 2. So let's go over here. We understand that f of x is equals to 3x plus 1. So f of x minus 2 would equals to 3x minus 2. Okay, let me put this in a different color. X minus 2. So where we had x, we replace it with x minus 2 plus 1. That is going to give us 3 by x is 3x. 3 by this 2, we can get a minus 6 plus 1. So we're going to get 3x minus 6 plus 1. It's going to give me a minus 5. So the answer here is 3x minus 5, an expression for. Here we have part 2 of the question. Find in its simplest form an expression for g of 3x plus 2 plus 10. So g of x is equals to x squared. So g of 3x plus 2 plus 10 would equals to 3x plus 2 squared, that's our x, plus 10. All right, now it says as an expression for, so we could leave it like this. It's only worth 2 marks, or we could simplify more. So 3x plus 2 squared means 3x plus 2 twice plus 10. So we're going to multiply here. We're going to get 9x squared. Multiply 3x by 2. That's give us a plus 6x. This 2 by this 3x is going to give us another 6x. And then 2 by 2, it's going to give us a plus 4 plus 10. So we're going to get 9x squared plus 12x plus 14. And that's the answer. Here we're looking at the 2023 May-June question 4. Consider the following functions, and they've given us 3 functions here: f of x, g of x, and h of x. Find what value of x for f of x undefined. So f of x is equals to 3 over x plus 2. So this is the function, and they're trying to ask you, what does this function have to equals to be undefined? So they're talking about this bottom number, the bottom part of this function, x plus 2. What value of x would make this function undefined? And what you will do is take the bottom part of this function and write it equals to 0 and solve. So x would equals to, we're going to carry over the plus 2 over on the other side, and it's going to give us a negative 2. So this function f of x is undefined when x is equals to negative 2. You're going to get 0 as your denominator, and it's going to make that function undefined. All right, part 2, it says find the value of g of 1 over 4. So g of x is equals to 4x plus 5. So what is g of 1 over 4? So we're going to substitute. We're going to write our 1 over 4 quarter. So we're going to cancel. 4 into 4 is 1. 4 into 4 is 1. So we're going to have 1 plus 5, 6. So the answer here is 6, 1 mark. Here we have part 2. Find the value of h negative 3. So h of x is equals to x squared plus 1. So h of negative 3 is equals to, I'm going to put this in bracket, plus 1. That value is negative 3. All right, keep in mind what we're doing here. So I'm going to get negative 3 to the second power. Remember, that means negative 3 times negative 3 plus 1. So that is 9 plus 1. I'm going to get 10. So the answer is 10. 1 mark. Here we have find the value of f of 0. All right, so let's have our section here, or working. So we want to find f. We recognize that f of x first is 3 over x plus 2. So we want to find the inside first. Okay, so it's f of 0. So we're going to work out inside first, and then we go that way. So f of 0 is 3 over plus 2. We're going to place our x to 0. That is going to give us 3 over 2. So we have to use that answer and go again. So 3 over 2. So we're going to get 3 over 2 plus 2. So let's do some working over here. So it is 3 over 2 plus 2, and that's going to be over 1. You can find the LCM. 2 into 2 is 1, so that'll be times 1. So that's 3 plus 1 into 2 is 2, 4. So I'm going to get 7 over 2. So that's 3 over 7 over 2. So 3 divided by 7 over 2. I'm going to put 3 over 1. That is going to give us 3 over 1 times 2 over 7. Can we cancel anything here? No. So we're going to multiply 3 times 2 and 1 times 7. That is going to give us 6 over 7. So the answer is 6 over 7. 6 over 7 for 2 marks. Here we have write an expression in its lowest form for g of h of x. Okay, so let's write that down. Now let's understand that g h of x. So that means is g, and we know that our h is this, x squared plus 1. Okay, let me write this over. It is this. Then we know that g is 4x plus 5. So we are multiplying x by 4. So we write the 4, open the bracket, x squared plus 1. And then we're adding a 5, adding 5. So our answer is 4x squared plus 1 plus 5. We could leave it like that. I didn't have to rewrite it again. We could just leave it like that. So that's the answer. 4 open bracket x squared plus 1 close the bracket plus 5. We can, what it said in its simplest form, that's true. So let's remove the bracket. So we get 4x squared plus 4 ones are 4 plus 5. We're going to get 4x squared plus, we're going to add these two, 9. Okay, so that's the answer. 4x squared plus 5. Here we have C. Find G inverse negative 2. I'm going to have my space. Just going to try to keep my working as neat as possible. So it's 2 marks. So first we have to find the inverse of G. So G of x is equals to 4x plus 5. We have to find the inverse. First step, step 1. Let y equals g of x. So we're going to say y is equals to 4x plus 5. Step 2. Interchange x with y and y with x. So wherever you see y, you're going to replace it with x equals to, that's a y, 4 plus 5. Notice the difference. Step 3, make y the subject. So we're going to get, now I can do this in one go. It would end up being x minus 5 equals 4y. So then y is equals to x minus 5 over 4. Okay, let me just write that a little bit clearer. So I'm going to end up with y equals x minus 5 over 4. So remember we were multiplying x by 4. Now we're dividing. We were adding 5. Now we're subtracting 5 from x. So the inverse, the reverse of what we were doing before. So now we're going to take that. So G inverse is equals to x minus 5 over 4. So G inverse of, that's a negative 2, is going to equals to, I'm going to put out my minus 5 over 4 and replace my x with a negative 2. So that is going to give me a negative 7 over 4. And that's my final answer. This is Tatiana from Tatiana Math Resources, and we looked at relations, functions, and graphs. We were looking at some past CXC questions on this topic. Don't forget to like, subscribe, share, leave a comment. Stay tuned for more.